Buenos días a todos. I do apologize for not being able to come in. My kids are very sick. They're not able to go to daycare today because they both have stomach viruses. So that's why I'm not able to come to school today. But what I wanted to do was make this video for you guys to show you what I want you to work on, as this is what we were going to do today during class. So if you go to our Connect site, you'll see a couple of different things. First of all, make sure that you remember we've already talked about this, but you do have homework already assigned, the Tarea 11.3, that is due by Sunday, November 3rd before 11:59, and I know a lot of you have started to work on that already, but I wanted to make sure to mention it. And it's going to be going through the vocabulary for this chapter that we already have seen, as well as the grammar. So what I wanted to focus on was grammar. So if you go to chapter 5, we're in 5B, okay? So you can look at the contents here. You can see we've already done 5A. We're now in 5B. And if you go to these subsections, it will say primera parte, segunda parte, tercera parte. What I would like for you to do is review the grammar. So segunda parte, gramática. Tercera parte, gramática. You can even complete the resumen de gramática. So let's go here and look, because we've already seen primera parte, gramática. So this goes through and it explains the preterite and imperfect together, which are forms of the past. Okay, so it talks about how to use them together in a sentence, and it talks about differentiating them, right? So we've seen here as well the differences, right, between different verbs in English using the preterite and imperfect, conocer, poder, querer, saber. And then we have a couple of different activities. And what I want you guys to complete for today, which is what we were going to be working on, is on this page 280, actividad F, actividad G, and then so these two activities, F y G. ¿Cuántos años tenías? ¿A quién conociste? So let's look at them a little bit more in depth. So it says, inventa oraciones para indicar cuántos años tenías cuando ocurrió cada evento a continuación. So make up some sentences to indicate how old you were, how many years you used to have when these events occurred in your life. So I had my first romantic date, cita romántica. I took my first plane travel. I began to attend the university. I started to study Spanish. I learned that Santa Claus, Papa Noel, doesn't exist. I learned to blank. So it wants you to use these specific verbs, and it gives us here the modelo. I was 16 years old when I learned to drive a car. So basically what you're going to be having to do here, and I'll do the first one with you guys. So let's say you get out your Word document, and actually I'll send you guys this Word document that's already pre-prepped, right? So you'll go to no spacing, size 12, Times New Roman. You'll put here your name, the class, which is Spanish 1312, my last name, Gonzalez. Today's date is the 1st of November. And we're going to be doing chapter 4, grammar activities. Okay, so the first one that we're going to be completing is actividad F. ¿Cuántos años tenías? Okay, number 1 is tener mi primer cita de amor. So you'll put in here, in the imperfect, I used to have blank amount of years when I went on my first date. So we have to conjugate tener twice, once in the imperfect and then the second time in the preterite. Okay, so that is what we're doing here. So you'll put tenía blank años, right? However many years you were when you went on your first date. You have to add cuando before you put the second part of the sentence. Cuando, and then you have to conjugate tener in the preterite. And tener in the preterite is an irregular. So it would be tuve mi primera cita de amor. And it's there. So that's number 1 for you. Complete numbers 2 through 6 on your own. We're just going to do paso uno. Okay, and then the next activity that you'll complete, actividad G, ¿a quién conociste? Let's look at that one. So it's just going down. This is we're on page 280. So I'll mark that here, page 280, and I'm going to send you guys this Word document so you have this to build off of, okay? So we'll go down, ¿a quién conociste? So it tells us, okay, think about the moment that you met someone that has had a great influence in your life. It could be a famous person, a boyfriend or girlfriend, your best friend, or anybody important in your life. So the first step is to name the person, okay? So paso uno is the name of the person. Nombre de la persona, and you'll just write their name here. And then paso dos wants us to talk about different things, right? So 4 or 5 different sentences to describe when you met them, okay? Lo o la conociste. Remember, for conocer in the past tense, that means in preterite tense, it means that when you met them, okay? Use these questions to organize what you're going to say. What year did you meet them? Where were you when you met them? Who were you with? What was this person like? Okay, and it gives you different examples, right? Nice, handsome, pretty, etc. Who spoke first, you or the other person? How did you feel? Nervous, emotional, content, etc. Okay, so notice here that we are going back and forth between using the imperfect and the preterite. So here is the preterite. Here we have the imperfect. Where were you when you met them? Who were you with? Imperfect. Imperfect, right? What were they like at this time? So what did they used to be like, basically? In this one, who spoke first? Habló is preterite. ¿Cómo te sentías? How were you feeling? So since it's an emotion, you use the imperfect, right? So here you would say, you'll just answer the questions one by one, right? So ¿en qué año lo conociste? You'll want to put it in a complete sentence. So lo for él, right? Lo for man, la for woman. Conocí, because you want to respond with the tense that they're giving you. So since this is in preterite, we are going to respond in the preterite, right? Lo conocí en, and then the year, okay? And then that's how we will discuss this, okay? So you'll go on 2 through 6, you'll write out on your own, okay? So these are 2 activities you're gonna do from this part of the grammar. So remember, this one is under segunda parte gramática. Next we'll go to tercera parte gramática. And I just want you guys to read these grammar explanations because it talks about them. It goes over the 2 different ones. So it can give you a bunch of information for the uses. If you do have any questions about them, please let me know. And then I would like for you guys to complete this activity. Actividad H, eventos importantes en mi vida. Okay, and this one is on 287. Okay, so we'll go down here. We'll mark that there's a page change, page 287. And this one we're going to be doing is Actividad H, eventos importantes en mi vida. All right, so in this activity, we have 2 steps. So this one says, paso uno, choose 5 events important in your life. This could include successes, tragedies, births, weddings, etc. Indicate the year that each event took place, but don't write the event. Okay, so for example, we have 1992, 1992, 2010, y hoy. So for paso uno, what I want you guys to do is write the numeric date. So write the numeral. Okay, so you'll insert the numeral there, and then I want you to write out the numeral in word form. So you should have 3 different years. Okay, so this will be the year, right? Like 2019 could be one, or it could be like 2007, whatever year that you might want to do, like 1970, 65. Okay, let's say those are my 3 years that are really important to me. So you'll write out the years like this in a numeral form. Then I want you to write it out in word form, like we have done before, right? So for 2019, 2019. So it'll look like this. That's paso uno. Okay, but write out all 3 years that it's asking. And then paso dos, prepare 3 to 5 sentences for each event. You can use these questions to help organize your ideas. So this one, what happened? Preterite. How old were you? Imperfect. How did you feel? Imperfect. Who, where or with who, wait, ¿dónde estabas? Where were you? ¿Con quién estabas? Who were you with? Imperfect. What happened afterwards? Okay, so with each year, so like for 2019, you'll write just those 3 to 5 sentences. Make sure when you are writing the sentences that you're using the verb tense that it's requesting here. So this one is preterite. This one is imperfect, 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 preterite. Okay? So, ¿qué ocurrió? Whatever you could say is that happened in 2019, right? So let's say I'm going to talk about 3 to 5 sentences here. So tenía, no, this is this year. Let's talk about a different year, 2017. So tenía 30 años cuando conocí a mi esposo. Let's just say I'm making these up, right? So here I have imperfect, then I have the preterite here. So what happened? Lo conocí en un club. I don't know. En un club de. Let's just say en un restaurante. Right? I met him in a restaurant. So I could say that could be like, where were you or what did you feel? So how did you feel? ¿Cómo te sentías? Me sentía muy emocionada. Okay, so this is just an example. So you should erase this, right? Input your own. So those are the 3 activities I want you guys to complete for today. So you'll save this as a Word document. Then you'll go to our Blackboard course. And if you go to course content, all the way down to these, chapter 4, preterite and imperfect activities, please turn it in by Sunday, this Sunday, November 3rd, before midnight. Again, I do apologize for not being able to come to class today. So I really wanted to be there for you guys to discuss the preterite and imperfect distinction. But I think that this will help you guys because it'll give you more time to focus on the difference, and you guys will be able to look through what the books suggest. Don't forget also you can go over here where it says resumen de gramática, and this just goes through all the grammar activities, right? And it will help you synthesize the difference, okay? So please let me know if you have any questions.